As students, we have always been told to get into a good university so that we can get a good job. But have you ever thought about your competitors may not be a smart person, but a really smart machine? So now, coming up next, Adrian and Olivia will share their thoughts on will AI take all our jobs. Please welcome Adrian and Olivia.
Hello. Hello, welcome to our presentation where we discuss how artificial intelligence will affect our jobs. If our jobs could easily be taken up by AI, what would the world be like? There are countless possibilities. Could there be no place for us as less efficient humans as we unlock the threshold of an AI era where AI dominates the entire planet?
Or else is it more possible that we can coordinate with the AI and let the AI advancement help us unlock the threshold of the next fascinating technological revolution that turns our fantasies into reality, like how electricity and the internet have popped up to upgrade our standard of living to a granular level?
To explore these ideas, we're going to talk about a more simple question. Will AI take all our jobs? Right now, AI is advancing at an extremely rapid rate, with it already spreading to many different aspects of our lives, from replacing blue-collar jobs in factories, to becoming personal assistants in our daily lives, to defeating masters of games like chess and Go. In the future, AI may threaten even more jobs as it becomes more efficient, with scientists speculating that it may start spreading to white-collar jobs like banking and accounting, and some even saying that AI could start replacing professionals like lawyers and doctors. The high-speed advancement of artificial intelligence leads to the question, will AI take all our jobs?
Well, that really depends on how intelligent AI is in the future. I feel that in the future, AI may still be kept in a more narrow-minded and data-orientated role. I don't think that AI will be able to handle creative or abstract thinking, as even it plays against world-class players or treats diseases, it still works by simulating an immense amount of available moves or sorting through available data on the internet instead of thinking like a human does. Furthermore, I feel that AI will be ill-suited to human and human interactions. I think people may still want to talk to other people, as they will be able to understand and form friendships with each other, while talking to a robot or computer may feel cold or unnatural. Because of these reasons, I feel that AI will be kept to professions that are simply focused on sorting through data or manual labor, like office work, farming, and construction. So we also have to think about the pros of AI as well as the cons. AI can collaborate with human workers to achieve results that a single human worker would take much longer to do. Indeed, AI has shown that it can collaborate with people, like helping in many fields including the medical and marketing fields. AI has proven that even now, it already can work well with scientists and doctors to create new and inspiring solutions to problems. How about the people that inevitably lose their jobs to AI? Well, some say that humanity as a whole has shown time and time again to adapt to new situations and conditions. The outbreak of AI may lead to many new jobs that we can't think of yet, with estimations saying that AI will create 2.3 million jobs, exceeding the 1.8 million jobs that AI will replace. With effort and help from various organizations like the government, people who have lost their jobs to AI may be able to learn new skills that will help them find new roles not yet taken by AI. So what can be the new roles created? Jobs that AI advancement may create can be coders to design more capable AI, ethics lawyers to monitor the rise of AI workers, AI technicians for regular safety checks, just in case AI breaks any human-designed codes, and AI coordinators to place demands on AI workers and coordinate a group of AI to work together well to suit human society. Overall, I believe that AI will not take all our jobs. Instead, it will replace monotone, repeating jobs and create new opportunities for both AI and AI-human collaborations and help us find some new jobs. AI can really benefit our race as a whole and help solve many of the problems we have today.
Hold on a second. It is predictable that AI may create new opportunities and help solve problems, but it's definitely not without its risks. Rather than being too optimistic and solely appreciating AI's benefits, we need to be aware of the potential risks. Firstly, it's possible that AI may not be confined to roles focused on data or manual labor. Artificial intelligence has already shown the ability to learn without much human input, with 2 Facebook bots creating their own language simply by talking to each other, and with multiple instances of chess AI learning how to play the game to a grandmaster level simply by teaching themselves. Since there are already many cases of AI learning and teaching themselves, I think that in the next few years, AI may be able to think creatively and abstractly, becoming more of a general or even super AI. I feel that the fact AI is able to learn from its experiences means that it will be able to adapt to many situations, not just data and manual labor. In my opinion, a general AI could threaten many more white-collar and professional jobs than a narrow AI. I also think that AI won't be restricted from jobs that require human-to-human interactions. Even now, robot servers have been popping up in Japan, and people are using robotic interfaces everywhere today. If AI can learn from past experiences, I see no reason why a human wouldn't place an order or have a doctor's appointment with an AI, especially if it's more convenient. AI is already in the process of taking many of our jobs. In a few years, taxi and bus drivers will be replaced by self-driving cars, and many office workers will be replaced by much faster and efficient bots. Even now, AI has already replaced a multitude of jobs, from cashiers to factory workers, and multiple millions of people could soon be out of a job. The wider consequences of an AI replacing jobs are frightening. Although some studies say that AI will only replace 1.8 million jobs, the highest estimates say that by 2030, artificial intelligence could threaten 800 million jobs. For comparison, in the Great Depression, only 13 million jobs were lost. People who lose their jobs could be forced to retake years of education to find completely new professions. Also, we have to think of the larger consequences if a general or even super AI develops. If we have an artificial intelligence that can think in creative and abstract ways, can do work and sort data much quicker and efficiently than us, never gets sick or tired, or even develops consciousness, what would be the purpose of a less efficient humanity? Might we be completely replaced by artificial intelligence? It could be a far-fetched or distant reality, but it could happen, and it's something that we have to keep in mind.
We have presented the 2 sides of this question. On one hand, AI may only replace manual labor or data-oriented jobs, and it may also open up many new opportunities for us, like new jobs or human-AI collaborations. AI could lead the way for us to solve many of the problems facing humanity and become the next technological revolution.
On the other hand, AI could end up evolving far further, developing abstract and creative thinking. With robots replacing a large proportion of jobs, this could have a large rippling effect on a large portion of society, forcing people to switch professions or go into poverty. If we're not careful, AI could end up making us redundant, which would force us to face a much larger problem. From the U.S. Historical Statistics of 1940 to 1980 and the Bureau of Labor Statistics from 1950 to 2016, we conclude a chart on the fraction of U.S. adults participating in the workforce from 1890 to 2016. Interestingly, the number of employment is higher in 2016 than it was 125 years ago in 1890, and it's risen in just about every decade in the intervening 125 years.
We can see that machines actually frees our time and increases the scope of what's possible. We can invent new products, new ideas, and new services that command our attention, occupy our time, and spur consumption.
Let's think about a question. Our machines increasingly do our work for us. Why doesn't this make our labor redundant and our skill obsolete? It's up to you to take your stance on how AI will affect our jobs in our future. But it's up to us, the newer generations, to make the big decisions and make sure that AI will help us but not hinder us, while remembering to stay open to new things.
And here's a new perspective on things. If AI can replace so many of our jobs, doesn't it mean that it can provide the same resources as we do, allowing us to use the resources that AI reproduces to live a more comfortable and carefree life? Could AI help us achieve a better standard of living, like 3 or even 4-day weekends? If that could be our future, then the question shifts from whether AI will take all our jobs to if we can reform our political systems to share the surplus resources AI produces equally between ourselves, creating a better future for all of us.
The future is still an unknown, so why don't we start discussing it by referring to the past? Before the Industrial Revolution, most people were peasants who worked very near home, the government treating them as food-producing machines, as reflected by the heavy taxes imposed on them that neglected their rights. After the Industrial Revolution, machines took up most of the agricultural work, releasing human workers into many other industries and creating much larger economic returns. Huge social and economic benefits were found when the majority of the populace dropped their agricultural work for machines and started to explore secondary and tertiary industries to create new values of production. In sight of such economic benefit, the government introduced various social mechanisms. For example, they introduced universal education to train more workers and developed public healthcare and medical systems to ensure citizens can remain healthy to work. These examples are suggesting that social welfare's main reason of existence is somehow maximization of labor productivity to encourage economic development. So what we can see from history is that the poor have been increasingly cared by the privileged when they were giving increasing values of production to the privileged. Nowadays, many social scientists are worried that when AI advancement takes up more and more jobs, the tycoons and government will gradually neglect the interest of the poor as they have AI, a new force that is of predictably lower cost. At that time, would this group of low-skilled and low-income people be completely abandoned and neglected by the society with their jobs taken away by AI? Would there be extreme poverty or even urban citizens dying of hunger, which are plights that shouldn't be seen in modern society?
Would it be that future? I guess it further raises a question on whether the representative government can play well the role of wealth redistribution to let everyone equally share the economic fruit of AI advancement. In Switzerland, it once proposed the idea of universal minimum income, regardless of the recipient having a job or not, meanwhile allowing the government to take up all wealth in the society. Would it be possible to have minimum income to help the underprivileged avoid poverty while being feasible for the whole society to adapt? Talking about its feasibility, it's argued that it may not be feasible because this creates economic disincentives to suppress people from being productive or creative. However, it's believed that people could be willing to work or explore new fields of the economy, not just because they're driven by economic incentives, but because they have moral incentives like self-actualization, job satisfaction, and so on. Moreover, it's suggested that to ensure certain economic incentives for people to work and create new values beyond AI, a supplementary extra income could be rewarded to those who produce way more than other people in society, with limit on the maximum possible amount of extra income introduced.
However, such idea of minimum income may be giving the government much greater political power to control the flow of wealth in the entire economy, and may even facilitate a dictatorship. So when we expect the government to be the person to take up the role of redistribution of wealth to achieve equality and equity, we're having the assumption that the government is the person who's self-disciplined and uncorrupted. Could this be true so that AI advancement could benefit our race as a whole by sharing the larger resources created by AI while having ourselves free from work? Or will there be a small group of people centralizing global wealth by manipulating AI power, which creates extreme global inequality that really frightens us?
To have a bit of a conclusion, we are wanting to suggest an idea that jobs being taken up by AI is not the main focus. People are worried about being jobless after their jobs are replaced by AI, but these worries mostly are not due to their great love towards working, but because of the wealth distribution being too related to their jobs. For example, if you have a high-paying job, you get more in the overall wealth distribution, and vice versa. That's why the main issue here we're trying to emphasize would be the way of wealth distribution among people, which we have always hoped it to be a fair and equal one. Thank you for your attention and time. Thank you.